My name's Craig Dean. I'm the Chief Executive of Web Applications Group of companies. Well, I entered the workforce straight from Cambridge University back in 1997. I went to work for a company called Cambridge Consultants, which was part of Arthur D. Little's, which became Accenture. I started working on the DEC stacks with Alcatel and Nokia, and they quickly grew into the Bluetooth stack. My division was spun off to form Cambridge Silicon Radios, who now make every Bluetooth stack in every mobile phone in the world. I was kind of bored of telcos by then. Decided that I wanted to branch off and form my own business. So by the time I was about 22, 23, I went into my own business, formed my own management consultancy. Did very well and landed in a consulting gig in up in Airby in Skipton, where I was commuting from Cambridge every week, for a company called Welcome Holidays, which was in the process of migrating its software systems from an Oracle platform to SQL. I helped in that, and that was back in 2000, right before Gordon Brown changed all the rules about consultants, and like a lot of IT professionals, I decided 80% of my money was going in tax and I wanted to do something else. So I packed it all in, handed in my notice, walked off that and went into toured the world with the African Children's Choir for 2 years. Where I went to 48 states out of the 50, all over the UK, all over the US. Before after touring with them for quite a few years, I went back to Uganda, where I settled in Uganda, worked with underprivileged children there, taught IT and mathematics to primary school and secondary school kids, and went over to Rwanda, where I worked in an orphanage for the genocide victims from Rwanda, and helped build the orphanage there, put in some football pitches and stuff like that. That took me to about 2004, where I got poisoned. I had to come back to the UK. Spent about a year then going back to the States, talking to friends and settling and recovering, because I was very, very, very sick. I was at the end of my 20s. And I got a phone call in 2005 from the person, the managing director of what was Welcome, which now was part of is now part of the RCI group, and he'd moved on and he was working in quite a different. And he'd come across a little software company that he was quite interested in, and he asked me to go. He knew that I was back in the UK and that my adventures abroad had all petered out due to ill health. And he asked me to go in and have a look and give him a bit more, give him some idea of what he was investing in, because he decided to buy into this company. That was Web Applications. I went in. I think at the time there was 5 people there, and I did what every good consultant would do and said what they needed most was me. So he asked me to come on board, but they couldn't actually quite afford me. So I went in on a 4-day-a-week. Just going in 4 days a week to offer advice and consulting, but I never do 4 days a week. It's not me. I'm a 7-day-a-week kind of person. So they paid me for 4 days a week, but 3 of those days were just voluntary interest really. I think within probably about 6 months to 8 months, I was the managing director there. And that was the end of 2005. I joined them. Today we employ over 90 people. And I'm the chief exec. I think I was the 7th person there when I joined, so in the 6 years now I've been there, 6, 7 years, the company's grown by about a factor of 12.